So on the left, the Tough Toast in orange, also known as Allouition, playing as the Abbasid dynasty. It's gonna be going for a little mining camp, a little efficiency mining camp up there on the gold and the stone. And on the right, bottom, south, southwest, southeast, gunman135 in red, playing as the Chinese. It's been a bit of a journey getting these players here. We've had some wins, some losses, some forfeits along the way. But now, hey, we got him in the game. We got him in the lobby. Last tough toast game of ever, apparently, was this game that we're watching right now. Incredible. And we're here on, what is this called in this game? Hideout, right? This is called it's Hideout. The trees in the middle. You can always maybe look for a little chop through. I'm sure we'll be checking that as we get through the game. And we're just looking at these players' build orders for now. We can see the villager distribution on the top ribbon, the top bar. 9 villagers on food for the tough toast. 6 for gunmen. 2 on wood for gunmen. 2 on gold. No wood choppers for the tough toast right now. This is pretty standard for the Abbasid dynasty. Abbasid, one of the civs that I've kind of I've looked into myself, done a little practice, looked up a couple build orders. The Chinese, I'm a little less familiar with, so forgive me if I don't, if I'm unable to identify exactly the strategies there. But what I do know is that their scouts start in the Dark Age with this insane amount of vision. And on this map in particular, it basically goes from one side of the forest to the edge of the map. So you can go 2 scouts or just one and just block off. Keep a steady eye on the entire side of the map. See if your enemy's moving across at all. But yeah, it's kind of crazy once you look at it in the spectator mode. You're like, whoa, this guy can see the entire map right now. We do have a lumber camp on the most narrow part of the forest for red. Also, we have. Well, are these guys taking the deer? And this map spawns a little bit unusual as Allouition Tough Toast clicks up to Feudal Age with the economic wing. Looks like observer past me is trying to point out gunmen not going for the deer, which you do get 3 free deer on this map. I'm sure neither player really worrying about that right now. It's a little bit non-standard, so what can you do? You also get like 1 of every resource near your starting base. Then you got to move out to the edges, so you really have to have some level of map control, or just sneak your way out there and fortify it up. I've noticed, by the way, gunman tends to like build the gathering buildings, like the mill and the mining camp, like on the outside of the resources. I'm not sure what the reasoning is behind that. I've never seen. I mean, I don't want to say never, but I've very rarely seen anyone do that as consistently. Like on the outside away from his TC. I mean, is that like, I wish he was here in the chat to let us know. I gotta ask him sometime if that's like as we just eyeball the gap. I'm really getting into the all these hotkeys apparently. As we I gotta ask him if that's like to try to provide vision. Oh, oh, there it is. There it is. To provide vision like outside as far away as possible from the resources so he can like hide fast or something. That's my thought that I took 10 years to finish. But we have the economic wing for the tough toast, Allouition, not doing anything too non-standard or anything like that. And Gunman opting for the Barbican of the Sun as the first landmark. Remember, as the Chinese, you can build all of the landmarks that are available to progress through different dynasties. The first dynasty that you probably want to get is the Song dynasty, which is building the Barbican of the Sun, and the other feudal age landmark, the Imperial Palace. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure we'll see. It gives you a little bit of a production speed boost on producing villagers. So China buildings, they don't have the vision range. I'm not too sure. I know their scouts get a bonus specifically. And also, I'm pretty sure it might. Well, I don't want to speculate too much. It might just be the Dark Age scouts start with more vision, because in the Feudal Age, we'll notice if we go back to Fire War that the Tough Toast scouts, I think, have caught up to some extent now with that view distance. Of course, the Abbasid dynasty is going to be wanting to go for that Golden Age boost, which is, you know, connecting all those villagers together. And connecting all those buildings together, you get 10, 20, 30, you get bonuses. I'm going to grind this assignment out on the last question. We'll see how long it takes. Nice. And there's that vision I was talking about. He's got basically coverage of that entire side. Choke. It's not really a choke point, but you see what I mean. Also, it looks like they still have a bonus, the Chinese, in the Feudal Age. There's the first Golden Age tier villager gathering rate plus 15% for all resources. Very powerful stuff. Allouition, definitely a fan of chaining all those buildings together in the most optimal positioning. And we do have upgraded spearmen and then some spearmen coming out for the Tough Toast here. Wheelbarrow for gunmen is going to provide a little bit of a efficiency boost because those villagers will be able to carry more. They'll be walking a little bit faster. It'll help them run away from any raids as well, especially against spearmen. Very effective. So they'll be a little bit faster than mining. First tier mining. I don't know what these are called. First tier farming. A couple of eco bonuses for orange as well. As we just have a little bit of a feudal age build off here. Spearmen are hopping out of the building. Out of the barracks. Is that a second barracks coming down as well? Leaning hard into that. And, well. Oh, I see an Imperial Academy. That's what it's called. It's called the Imperial Academy, second feudal age landmark for the Chinese coming down on the south side of the map. They're very much in an exposed position, but I guess he's confident in his vision, in his barbican. I'm looking at it on the mini-map for now. There we go. And I want to point something else out about Gunman. I hope I'm not being like nitpicky or whatever, because he's good. He's all good. But really likes to build that Imperial Academy just for the military production buildings, and he'll just cram in as many as humanly possible, as physically possible around it, because that building gives a bonus to the amount of gold it produced in tax by buildings. A unique feature of the Chinese. They get tax every time, like in a building, every time it produces or researches something. Other than the TC, that's why they have imperial officials that walk around and collect those taxes and drop them off at the main TC. But most players in Age 4 will tend to put that Imperial Academy on like the early resource gathering points, right? They also generate tax when resources get dropped off at them. So, you know, I'm thinking you could put it like on the wood line and the stone gold mine maybe, and then delete those buildings later to put military production buildings if you're really wanting to get the most out of it. But what are we looking at here? We're looking at an imperial official who is supervising that. There we go. We're getting into it now. Plus 100% tax gold, actually. So I mean, that'll give him a bonus, and it'll get better the later it goes. It'll be a little bit slower than if you put it on the resource gathering buildings. But what can you do? What can you do? If all turns out well, it'll be absolutely perfect because it'll have 30 buildings around it, all producing military. So a few of these Zhugenu, Chinese multi-shot archer unique units coming out, unlocked in the Song Dynasty, another one of those Song Dynasty bonuses. We'll do very well against the spearmen. I'm just spitting out like I'm just spitting out trivia tonight. Culture Wing coming in for the Tough Toast. That's the Castle Age Culture Wing. as we switch over to resources per minute. And it's looking pretty even for these players right now. As far as resources like gathered per minute, maybe, I don't know, maybe a slight edge to Allouition, to the Tough Toast. But actually, it's hard to, maybe not. Not at the minute. Well, forestry as well. So that culture wing preservation of knowledge is the real star of the show there that it unlocks. It's going to make every research cheaper once you get it unlocked. So that's why a lot of times you'll see Abbasid players delaying all of their researches until Castle Age. That meta might change in the near future, especially with the new patch. It's much less of a focus. And we have Allouition with View. This is another, we got a real visibility game here. The scouting with one spearman on each choke point on the top is great from our orange player. And are those Camel archers coming out now too? Love to see it. Still no wheelbarrow for the Tough Toast, but that's not too much of an issue right now. Most of the resource gathering is pretty efficient, as he does take those deer at this point in the game now. Right under the main TC. And we have a very odd choice of, observer past me also realizes this is really something right here. We're really gaming with this granary down here in the corner. I think he's hoping the Tough Toast will not notice it being there, and that's like the whole defense that it has. Who would think to look for a granary down in the bottom corner of the map, right? House of Wisdom, he's pumping up with those houses, getting all those connections. The Tough Toast about gonna hit to tier 2 in no time. We got more lumber upgrades coming in on the eco. Going for all those economic techs now, actually, the tier 2 economic techs. Oz, welcome in. Good to see you here. We're just looking at our King of the Losers, Age of Empires 4 final. Yeah. And Silly Seth as well. Incredible. The gang's rolling up. The last day. I can finally, I don't know, relax on Fridays? No. Nah, this is too fun. I'll miss it. We're gonna keep pumping out those old, those extremely old and scuffed recordings from previous years on YouTube, though. So you won't miss a thing. Don't worry. Got the Imperial Academy producing some more Imperial officials. I learned playing the Chinese to get a seasonal achievement or a like objective unlock. Like this week that apparently can only have 4 Imperial officials at a time. Maybe I missed something, but kind of an interesting little bit tidbit there. As Allouition is the Tough Toast, as he's known in this account. Scouts ahead of time. Maybe he's looking for a little bit of aggression in the near future. He's checking out the enemy's base, seeing what's going on. Gotta watch out for that Barbican, though. Pretty good spot for the Barbican. Just for map positioning, it doesn't really cover too many resources, but it will prevent any kind of attack into the base from the north side. So, gotta respect that mindset. We do have, looks like on the minimap, a second TC for the Tough Toast right in the base on the wood line. And a second TC, we're gonna click over to it for gunman135. Right down here, I guess, securing this wood line. I'd love to hear the thought process behind that down center, but maybe it will have to remain a mystery. I don't know. I guess he's just moving out. He's hoping that little corner doesn't get exposed. And also, a full stone wall across the south side of the map. Would you look at that? Hey, I don't think it's too late to do this. I'm gonna put it for 2 minutes only, though. We'll see if we get any bites. Who will make the most rams in this game? That's a wager worth taking. I bet Allouition doesn't even remember. This means we're gonna have to keep track, though. As the wall building villager gets spotted out by the spearman, Not gonna be able to get that wall up right now. He's got no idea. Oh man. We'll see. We'll see if the stakes go up at all. You know, you always got to put it out there. And we have an astronomical clock tower, Age of Empires 3, Age 3, Castle Age landmark going up for gunman135. That's going to be able to produce a lot of siege units for him. It's a little bit higher health siege units. Do we have somebody in this chat right now? Ravenwolf. Hey, here to give a couple of Age 4 thoughts, huh?
Age 4 thoughts. You never, I mean, haven't played Age 4 yet, but you know, the general idea seems the same for Age across the map, so.
I mean, I think we can, as we can see from the Tough Toast's successes so far, you know, Allouition, it just is a lot about mindset, about understanding the pace of the game and stuff, and that doesn't really change too much between them, so.
No. Yeah, so I think I heard you mentioning earlier, I didn't want to jump in, but you mentioned that he was scouting, trying to get a feel for the enemy, and that's always something you want to be doing, and I've stressed that before. If you want to see what's going on, you want to see what your enemy has, that's always a good idea to make sure that you're scouting constantly so you can respond to whatever the enemy's
yeah, I mean, just that one spearman denied the wall for red for like a good 3 to 5 minutes. Allouition says it's honestly a little easier than 2. Feels less clunky. All right, maybe that's how we got to pitch it to all these Age 2 gamers. We're still a little baffled by this TC in the south, but what can you do? I think it's a good little secret position if you can keep it that way.
Yeah.
As you can tell, Gunman really wants to wall that off, but he's like, oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's the walling. I mean, the walling isn't a bad idea because, again, it allows the person who made the walls to ideally control the pace of the game, control it the way they want to play, because then, you know, you're obviously not having to worry about a rush coming in. You know when an enemy's going to be coming at you. And the spearman, lone spearman, getting some vision in the base, got a little,
yeah. Well,
little poke down, nothing.
You know, what is that guy worth? Like 70 resources? Just get him in there. See what your enemy's making. You know, he's dead now. You know.
Yeah, but you know, it was just one.
And now the Tough Toast knows. Okay, my enemy, he's making Zujinu, and he's making Spearman, and now you know what am I gonna do about that? The full wall across the map on this map, by the way, is a good play. I like it. You can also go for small walls like into your base, try to create some choke points into the TC if you want to just protect that stuff, but I don't mind this.
Yeah. Did it come in late? Has any action been going on? Has it just been pretty quiet? Both players trying to
I think that's yeah, the first kill of the game was that one, I think. Right, maybe, oh yeah, no, there's been some worker kills. There's been one worker kill each, as well as that lone spearman. So, pretty quiet so far. These, both of these civs, pretty content to boom like crazy. Both of these players, I feel like, as well, so. We got that Imperial official supervising that mining camp. Is going to increase the drop-off by like 50%, I think, 20%, something like that, something crazy. And we can see Gunman really placing all these buildings around the radius, even the astronomical clock tower, around the radius of the Imperial Academy, just to get the tax bonus from it. It's
clock tower,
it's a lot of fun.
Does that give them a bonus? Is that a...
Now, it's kind of a weird landmark, like, aesthetically, to give this, like, function, but the astronomical clock tower can produce siege units with, like, I don't know, 30% more health or something. I'm just throwing out percentages, but it produces siege units.
Tough forming up on the left side over here. You know, that wall hasn't gone up yet, so he's going to be able to grab that relic scot-free. No trouble whatsoever. No response from Gunman there. I don't think Gunman knows. Does Gunman know that Tough has all those units on the left side?
No, I don't think he's even built that mining camp. As we do another woodline check.
Yeah, I was gonna. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting if they haven't seen each other yet.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be.
That's a good perspective.
If it gets to that point, if it does, I'm gonna look forward to it. But yeah, I mean, Tufts has got.
I'm surprised he didn't deny that wall on the north. He had vision of it with those spearmen and could have moved into it, but I guess he
Yeah.
was busy focused on some other things. First nest of bees rolling out onto the map from the Imperial Clock Tower. From the astronomical clock tower. 2 bees.
But
These Imperial officials can be infuriating. I think they're only able to carry 80 gold.
oh really?
So they're going to have to walk back and forth between all these camps and things. Quite a lot to collect it all and drop it all off.
It's tough. Just kind of posturing right now. He's not feeling too. He doesn't want to go in just yet. It looks like on the bottom side, he's got some units moving into the towns. Like, I'm noticing he's going in.
Looks
Yeah,
like he's also scouted the southern granary, etc. He sees all these units.
He's gonna try to cut the. Oh, so really good micro from gunman there to. Oh, so those 4 units are going to go down. Those camels are going to be able to pick off those archers in the back. Archers in the back going to be able to get them. Gunman having to back off here. But the bees are going to come in.
And the bees are rolling in.
Oh no!
Oh, listen to that crackle. Looks like they missed. They had a little miss.
Yeah,
but the camels can do nothing about the bees. They do like 1 damage each. So Tufto's going to have to fall back for now.
Gonna have to back. Say a pretty even trade. Looks like you know, Tough was going to come out on top of that exchange. He handled that first hit really well, but Gunman coming in clutch with the bees and being able to hold him off. But Tough
he's really
trying to
committed to this like farming eco on the bottom side, and that might really hurt him if he commits to it too hard because
Tough setting up a
so
forward
exposed.
gold mine on the left side, feeling confident enough that he can establish something there.
I think Gunman also blueprinted on that, like a gold mine on that gold, like 5 minutes ago, and just hasn't gone over there yet. So there might be some team mining over there later. We'll see.
I was starting to set in some more.
Tier 2 House of Wisdom Golden Age is now in. Look at all these buildings spaced out so evenly. This guy loves the base building with the episode.
Military units favoring Tough Toast right now. It looks like he's just content on poking down right now, which is a good idea. You know, there's no response from Gunman, so he's going to be able to get some poke down onto the Chinese, and he's doing really
denies this castle.
Yeah,
at least for the time being. Just camping out here with these highly mobile units. Something China struggles to do well itself. Generally, they can have like lancers of their own, but don't really have a lot of good like highly mobile raiding units until they get to the whatever Imperial Age man-at-arms that are super fast.
Right now doing a really good job. He's just being an annoyance on that bottom left side. It's going to allow him to build up. It's going to have to. Oh, so it looks like the Spearman's going to see these red troops. Yeah, he's going to go in. He's going to
auto attack on there.
So he's going to know that is going up.
And we do have the full stone wall off for orange as well. So, I mean, I guess Gunman never really got that southern wall up. Maybe he'll try and get it still at some point. He could pull it off still because the Chinese build speed is quite a bit faster than standard. So
yeah, and it looks like Tough is going to redirect to that stone mine. Going to be able to pick those villagers off.
Few villager picks. 19-1 right now, but the destroyed value is not too much of a difference.
Most of the unit favors are in Tough's favor right now. You've got 79 villagers to 42. You got 23 military to the 8.
Now I kind of wish. Okay, the numbers. Okay, okay, never mind. I was gonna say I wish that Gunman would just turn and fight with these Shiganu because footman archer units generally do very well into mounted archer units, but the bees are unfortunately facing the wrong way.
Oh no! Oh, there they are.
Here we go. They're setting up and they're blasting. Ooh, and now these bees can hold. If the Tuftos only has camel archers, these bees will hold for days, man.
Yeah, I don't. Wow. Those camels are going down. The bees units. Wow, they're just shredding the camel riders right now. Tough, not directing as far. Tough should have backed off there. Oh no, you hate to see it.
Just kind of let that happen. At the same time, he's still getting in some raids with some scattered like 1 and 2 unit groups around the place.
Not a bad idea. He's again denied this castle probably.
But here come the bees moving out.
Yeah, those Camel Riders can deal with the those archers, those crossbowmen, no problem. But unfortunately, the bees are. Wow, gets hit for one. Yeah, so it looks
Oh, here
like
come the villagers. He's gonna try to finish the wall right now with 2 vills. Might be able to get it up. Doesn't look like Tough Toast is streaming too much else
I mean,
across. It looks like
that
he
being
just went up
said,
to Imperial Age. He's probably working on some
yeah.
stuff at
So
home.
then that being said, if he's able to get that wall up and this, wow, I just
Clears it. Cleared it.
Just nuked that spearman. Holy.
Oh man.
More Camel Riders coming in from Tough Toast, but if that wall goes up, you know, that's going to slow down his pace. It's going to slow down the poke that he's been trying to put in.
We're getting those unique military wing upgrades for the Abbasids right now. Camel Rider Barding, Boot Camp, Camel Shields grants... I think Camel Shields gives, like, all infantry units nearby to a camel extra armor or something weird like that. So, you know.
And this
is interesting.
Yeah, because he doesn't, I don't know if he sees
Gunman has vision on that. I don't know if he sees it. I guess it's orange on the gold pile, so maybe the colors are blending together. I don't know.
So are those upgraded Camel Riders that I'm seeing? So he's going to deny the wall from being made, which is a big deal.
Yeah, we have elite Camel Riders, and the wall is still not complete. Or Camel Archers still. Should be able to push these guys off.
So he's going to be able to deal with those foot archers, no problem. Doesn't want. He really needs something other than those other Camel Archers to deal with those bees because they're just getting shredded.
Oh, we got infantry or melee Camel Riders coming in now, and those guys will handle the bees pretty well.
Yeah,
those are a good choice.
Be a good idea. Yeah.
I love how much Hardy's leaning into the camels, though. That's great. Pulling in the scout as well.
And with the sheep, he's got the sheep coming in too.
The sheep, the the mascot. Gotta say, I'm a little surprised at how little Gunman has been willing to sacrifice it to build that wall up. I think it would be very valuable to have that completed. But also, this might just decide the game anyways, so.
Second that goes down, there's going to be...
We're getting there.
Almost there.
So the bees are down. Has Gunman produced any more military since? He just made 2 units now. He made 2 spearmen. We're getting some Chukanu out as well. And we have, I just think it's fair to say, an extremely bad trade route from Orange. But you might as well, right? You might as well. He does have almost all of the eco upgrades and most of the relevant military techs. I'm feeling a little bit behind in most aspects here, including the villager count. That's 89 to 48. I mean, I don't want to say too much about like the meta aspects here, but Gunman was not very enthusiastic to play this game, and he was maybe not feeling quite so focused on it. But we got him to play it. That's what counts. These Camel Riders just roving around, causing chaos.
They're just going around unopposed. There's just nothing Gunman has that can deal with those.
He does only have 2 melee Camel Riders, so if he takes those out, the bees could reign once again. But
again, it's a matter of actually getting to the Camel Riders.
Yeah.
And right now, it's
looking a little hard. Good. Yeah, the range plus melee combo, very powerful. Hard to know what to do because you can't build spearmen to kill the mounted units because you'll just get them shot to death. But you can't build, you know, archers because then you'll just get rode down with the melee. So, you know, good composition, all things considered. As the wood line is gonna get raided and pretty much completely slaughtered. Looks like no reaction coming through for red.
It looks like he's not responding at all, so he's probably given up. I think this is it. So Tufts is just putting down the putting the nail in the coffin here.
Putting the nail in the coffin. We'll see how long it takes him to wrap this one up. Gunman did actually get, I think, buildings placed all around the Imperial Academy. So Oh, he's now making those royal guards.
Yeah, are they gonna be? Is there gonna be enough of them? Is there gonna be in time? Are they gonna be in time? And
They are pretty fast, and they are. I mean, they're like slightly weaker infantry men-at-arms that are like quite a bit faster. The Chinese unique units, so probably fairly good choice here if he gets enough of them. Also, I want to draw attention to gunman135 has 7,600 gold in the bank. It's nothing compared to the bank of the Tough Toast, which is actually insane as well. But he definitely could benefit from a market here and maybe purchasing some less, some more in-demand resources. I don't know. I think he just wants to fill up the Imperial Academy space just because it's so satisfying. Maybe he'll call it after that. I don't know. If he has enough wood to do so.
it's
More
not about
villagers.
Sometimes
Okay.
it's about sending a message.
Sometimes it's about sending a message. That keep did go up, by the way. Nice keep. 2 bees. We have a little bit of a front line to protect, maybe. Score is a little more than double now.
He's still fighting. He's still putting on a show here. Tough, just kind of taking his time, working his way down. Again, a nice controlled pace. That being said, if he doesn't hurry, then Gunman can get. Well, I'm not seeing it.
I think the gap might be a little too wide to
Yeah.
come back from here.
Just as I was saying that, it's starting to close in, and
92.39 on the villager count, 50-0 on the military. Golden Age 3 is here, which is going to give a lot of crazy good bonuses for the Abbasid player as well. And the chop through, well, looks like he's actually trying now. I think this is a screen recording because this is an old patch game. So when I was watching this last time, I think Gunman actually got that wall up on the south side now. So he's gonna, I think the Tough Toast is like delayed a little bit. He's gonna have to like chop through the middle. It's probably the most efficient way to get through now. Even though he does have those gold miners down there still, so he could make some production buildings, but you know, we're 32 minutes in the game. Sometimes the eyes glaze over and we miss a couple of things. Imperial Palace, the Age 4. Wait. Is that a, that's his, oh, that's the other Age 3 landmark for Gunman. Provides has an activatable ability that's like spies in Age 2, where you click it and you can see the position of all of the enemy's villagers for like a couple of seconds. And it also has an insanely good view radius, which I'd like to point out if Gunman ever watches this. Put your Imperial Palace in the middle of the map so you can actually use the radius of vision that it provides, because it's crazy. You keep putting it at the back wall of the map for no reason. I guess it's a little safer there. That might be the reasoning, actually. But I mean, Gunman is still like active to some extent in this game. I don't know if he's like decided that it's over and he's just like willing to give the Tough Toast a little bit of a fun time defeating him or something. But he's still going. He's still moving units around, making nest of bees. So that means we're still here too.
till the bitter end.
Till the bitter end. I've played my fair share of will not surrender until the last landmark is destroyed games on the quick match queue. He eventually was telling me what it took for me to win. Oh no. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, Allouition. I hope you had a nice little grand slam here at the end of this game. He told me there was still another landmark left. Incredible. Looks like that prediction, by the way. 100%, 10 points to Allouition, 0 to gunman135. So if Gunman or Allouition makes, you know, the most rams here, somebody could just be losing points. Felt kind of bad because he got so many camels massed. Yeah, I mean, I guess this is a good game to like get some experience in finishing out games, right? because like sometimes people just surrender, but when they don't have the upper hand anymore. But sometimes they wait and fight, and then you just lose because they hold on and come back. This is a good time to realize like what you need to do in order to knock somebody out for good. Got some towers for gunman135. He still wants that wood, I guess. We got those very dedicated choppers coming straight through the middle still. Oh, he's actually, I think he's helping chop through. That might be the situation right now. I'm not sure.
Oh, and he's gonna start sending some units in.
We're through. The hole has been made. Garrison in the towers.
Not a bad garrison.
No villages go down here.
But those,
Allouition bringing some villas forward too.
Towers are gonna go down fast if they're. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We see the torches. We see the flaming arrows from the Imperial upgraded Camel archers. A couple villas throwing torches too.
Oh
just
my
melted.
gosh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity.
Man. Just...
These guys just shooting down landmarks. Some free gold over here on the side. One issue people will run into sometimes when they do the chop through like this is if you just do like one tree in order to get through, it's not wide enough for a siege unit like a cannon or a trebuchet to actually fit. So you got like a big traffic jam over there. Right now, at least at the minute, the Tough Toast comfortable with just using flaming arrows to destroy everything. Alright, to the H4 2v2v2v2. The second round, the last game, is coming up live at 7 p.m. tonight, so stay hyped for that. As the home TC goes down for gunman135. Never reached Imperial Age, this guy, so we have 6 landmarks to take care of here. There we go. There we go. We got some trebs stuck. He knows. He knows. He's chopping again. And these granaries actually doing pretty well. They've been untouched for a little while. Oh, a little while. Not for much longer, I expect. But I guess some of this comes down to experience too. Like if you haven't played too much against China, they have 8 landmarks they can make in the game, so it can be hard to tell which building is a landmark. A lot of weird, unique units like the pagodas too, or unique buildings.
Ish. A lot of camels, man.
These camels are doing.
They're doing all the work.
I don't know. I want to say like 1 damage per shot, but with the flaming arrows upgraded, might be more than that.
And with all the camels there, it's
there's a lot of camels, so
a lot of camels here. Quite a bit of camels.
What would you call that? Like a crowd of camels?
A caggle of camels?
A caggle of camels. I like it. The one landmark that'll give him a little trouble if he doesn't have any siege is probably the Barbican, because it shoots back. He's just going to go for it, though. And the Trebs are in there somewhere. They're rolling their way over. We're just taking one last look at the Tough Toast's base.
Really good placement. I mean, he's got a really nice base set up.
All those gold rectangles are connecting to the Golden Age building adjacency bonuses, so
are building connections important in this game based on what you just said?
Depends on the civ, depends on what you're going for. In, like, for example, this Imperial Academy that's destroyed in the middle of the screen right now has adjacency bonuses for all the buildings next to it and stuff. The Abbasid dynasty that Orange is playing is like if you get a certain number of buildings all connected in radius of like the age up landmark, then you get like gather rate bonuses and production speed increases. It's like 10, 20, 10:30 or 10:30:50. It goes in tiers.
Interesting.
Just that highway through the middle is opening up. There's a few other things like that with when it comes to buildings. China is one of the most significant for base building. Also the Ottomans too get production speed bonuses on their military buildings when they're next to university or blacksmith.
Interesting.
I think he actually called it there. I don't think the Barbican was ever destroyed. We look up. Pretty sure that was just a surrender at the last second from gunman135, but that's the game. That's the first game of the King of the Losers tournament. I think we can see the Tough Toast really becoming a little more comfortable in this Age 4 setting. Few of the stats, you know what it is. We know what it is. GG. Like I said, Gunman not the most enthusiastic about playing this game. He was more inclined to do some other things that night, but we got him.